What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me in my dreams. And when life gets challenging, I need a bank that's focused on what matters. Not to mention one that's been top rated by Forbes in trust, customer service, financial advice, and more. That's why when it comes to meeting my banking needs, it's always NBT. Learn more at nbtbank.com. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome and thanks for tuning in. This is Tom Hickey from 2020 Media, and you are listening to NBT Bank's On the Scene podcast, reaching over 250,000, that's 250,000, readers of the Jewish Ledger, weha.com, and West Hartford Magazine, live 24/7, 365. Thanks for tuning in today, and we will be speaking with, who we'll get to in a minute, the Ron Foley Foundation, Barbara and Nancy. But first, let me say hello, and let's hear from my partner, Bob Carr.
Thanks, Tom. Tom Hickey, along with myself, Kosik Makati, and Ronnie Newton is founder and owner of weha.com. Tom brings to West Hartford the Jewish Ledger, the West Hartford Magazine, which is West Hartford's original lifestyle magazine, the various tastes of West Hartford, the best of West Hartford, which will be celebrating its 10th anniversary this fall, this November. Tom will give us a date a little later. Our podcast is assembled and posted by the Modern Observer Group of Middletown, Connecticut. And today our guests are Barbara Foley and Nancy Woodward of the Ron Foley Foundation. Welcome, everybody. Hope we are doing well today. And I want to start off by just, congratulations on the number of years you've run this foundation. I think I read it was 2009 when you had your first event for Ron's Run for the Roses. And can you tell us a little bit about that time frame when you first started to where you are today?
Sure. This is Barbara. Thank you for having us today. My husband, Ron, I'm going to start a little bit earlier than 2009. My husband, Ron, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2004. When he was diagnosed, we were stunned by the disease, by the severity of the disease. And he passed away in 2005. He made it almost a year. And after his death, I wanted to raise awareness of this deadly disease, this silent killer. So I decided to have a backyard party, a Kentucky Derby Day party, in his memory. It was attended by, I twisted all my neighbors and friends and family's arms to come. I mean, it was really sad. I went up and down my street putting invitations in mailboxes, and my sister-in-laws, Ron's two sisters, helped me get it ready. It was in our backyard. It was spectacular. It was attended by 75 guests, and we raised about $19,000. It was the beginning of the Ron Foley Foundation. It became the beginning of the Ron Foley Foundation. We donated that $19,000 to a pancreatic cancer organization. And that same day, the day of the event, that morning, a neighbor stopped in. I had never met him, stopped in the house. He handed me a card and donation, and he said, I'm sorry I can't make it today. I have a wedding, but I'm going to tell you, I do this. I'll help you. This should be grown. This should be, I worked with Ron at Travelers. I think this is a great idea. And today he's still our community ambassador. It's Mr. Tony Sisti, as you all know. So anyway, we got through that first one, and he convinced me to move it to an equestrian center. So we moved it to Folly Farm in Simsbury, and we were there up until 2022. We survived COVID. We did some kind of a drive-in version of the Ron's Run, and we erected this giant tent every year, and it was massive. And that went on till 23, and we moved to Folly Farm. The Farmington Polo Club. And we love it. It's been a wonderful transition. We welcome 300 guests every year, and we raise north of 200,000 at each event. It's spectacular. Do you want me to tell you a little bit about it? Or is that rushing it?
I'd love to hear. They can certainly go to your website, and we certainly encourage everyone to attend.
Yes.
To find out for themselves. But in the meantime, Barbara, you made me think. switching to the Farmington Club, you're sticking with that equestrian,
Yes,
theme,
yes.
and the whole bit. How much over the years, have you raised, and what have you done with it?
We've raised over $4 million, and we have given grants to most of the major hospitals in Connecticut, medical research grants, Yale, UConn, Hartford Hospital, Nuvance. We have supported symposiums, educational awareness programs with that money, with those dollars. And we also have granted over 300, nearly 400 people grants through our Ron's Rescue Program. These are given to pancreatic cancer patients in financial need. Sorry about that. And it's really the heart of the organization. We're very proud of it. It's growing. It's getting bigger, and we're reaching more people. We started out in New England, and now we've reached out to 19 other states.
Fantastic. And Barbara and Nancy, how do people, what's the website and phone number? How do they reach out? How do they get in touch with you guys?
So the website is www.ronfoleyfoundation.org. The phone number is 860-521-0500. And you can reach us at an email of info@ronfoleyfoundation.org.
Great.
So I had a question. So, there's obviously you had the Run for the Roses. What was the impetus behind that? Was Ron a huge fan of horse racing? Is that what?
Yes. Well, yeah, I wanted to, after his death, I wanted to, like I said, raise awareness and educate people about the risks and symptoms of the disease. And so I was thinking golf tournament, something. And I had family over and friends during the Kentucky Derby. And Ron used to always put hats. He would always go around the house, grab funny hats, and he'd give the kids $1 to put into a bucket. And, so we could have a horse to bet on, and we'd all cheer, and my parents were always there. So we did that in memory of Ron, and the person that won our little bucket of bills donated the $100 to, she handed it to me and said, donate this to pancreatic cancer research. And I said, that's it. That's what we're doing. So the next year we were off to the races, literally.
Well, it's an awesome event. Yeah, it is an awesome event. My wife and I are huge horse racing fans, and
yes,
we were lucky to attend only once. I'm sorry at this point.
That's
the fall when we're on vacation or other things going on, but it's an amazing event. The big screens are awesome. And so, Nancy, that's your role, right? You're the one that puts together the kind of pulls this thing together for everybody.
It's definitely a team effort. Trust me, we are a small but mighty staff. And it's an amazing event. I think one of the reasons I love the event so much is it feels very much like family. So there's a lot of people in the room that are obviously related to Ron some way, but also there's families who have been impacted by pancreatic cancer. And some of those are our volunteers, and some of those who have just come to be part of this community. It's also just a really fun afternoon. So it doesn't feel like your typical fundraiser, so to speak. And everybody just goes crazy with their outfits and the colors. And it's just a really wonderful event, and you don't want to miss it. It's always the first Saturday of May, which is the Kentucky Derby Day. So May 3rd, 2025. And it's a really, really great afternoon.
And, I have to say this coming from someone in full disclosure, we are a media sponsor, so we're involved with the event. But what I love about it as well is that it doesn't take up your whole weekend. It doesn't take up the whole Saturday. You're done by whatever time the Kentucky Derby race is, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So to me, it's, and if you get nice weather, if you're lucky, we sometimes have not had nice weather, but that's okay.
Right.
still great company. But that's what I like about it is really, it's not interrupting, an entire weekend or an entire day.
Yes, it's not like a.
Oh, it's a lovely day out. It's definitely a lovely, and you do a great job with the MC. I think year I was there. Who was that? I can't remember.
Joe Fury.
Joe Fury that's it. Joe
Yes,
Fury.
he's been our MC forever. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Joey, he was great. And, and just the energy. So, I mean, obviously someone passing away is obviously very sad, and the disease itself is very devastating. But the event itself doesn't really focus on that. You focus on the positives, and so
Which,
that.
which, which I think is a good tribute to Ron because he enjoyed life to the fullest and he would not want anybody to be sad. He would want us to be celebrating life. And so that was what was really kind of exciting about that concept of having the Kentucky Derby Day Party.
I'm not sure, Barbara and Nancy, if you guys find this, but one of the things that surprises me or has surprised me over the course of the past few years by attending the event is who I'll see there. And I didn't know, I knew someone's loved one passed away, but I didn't know that they passed away from pancreatic cancer. So I don't know, do people not talk about it? Or what, what is why am I surprised by that?
I don't know if people don't talk about it, but we feel very much the same way, especially in November when it's National Pancreatic Awareness Month and we're out and about. And people will come up to us and they're people we see at Big Y. They're people we see in the center. And we had no idea that they are being impacted right now or have been. And so I'm not exactly sure. Maybe it's just not as public as other cancers.
The other thing is
but they're not alone.
The other thing is there aren't as many survivors to talk about it. There aren't. So the people that are left behind are their voices. And, it's different when, unless that subject comes up, if you are a cancer survivor, you will talk about it. And
Barbara, you make me think too. And typically isn't, I don't know the stats or anything, but you guys probably do, but
yeah.
You don't survive very long. I mean, when you're diagnosed with it, it's.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting better. So in 2024, over 66,000 people will be diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And in that same year, over 51,000 will die from the disease. The five-year survival rate is it went up from when Ron was diagnosed at about, he was in 2004, it was about 4 to 5%. Now it is about 13%. It has crept up a little bit every year. But what the other alarm, it's the third deadliest of all cancers and has the highest mortality rate. It's a tough disease. It's a very tough disease. And the alarming thing too is that we're seeing it in younger people more these days. So there's been an uptick in that, which is a little alarming. So yeah, it's extremely difficult. There is hope. There are immunotherapies, more precision medicine techniques, and but the fact of the matter is we need to get an early detection method, and there is no early detection method. It's the pancreas is a tiny organ and tucked back behind a lot of other organs. And so it's not something that you can feel, with a lump or a cancer or and it can also often be just a finding when you went in for some other checkup, so an accidental finding. So yeah, that's one of the reasons we feel like we need to educate people on the risks and symptoms.
And is it, and I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking based on the people who I know who have had the disease or have the disease, is it primarily males? No,
I think it's an equal opportunity.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is. And actually, there is also a study going on right now, or some reports that Black and Latino women they're increasing in numbers of pancreatic cancer. They're at higher risk right now. So it's interesting. And there are lots of studies on that.
Well, okay.
Something to watch.
Nancy, remind us of the website and the phone number again, just so we don't forget.
www.ronfoleyfoundation.org, info@ronfoleyfoundation.org, 860-521-0500.
Good at that.
I'm delighted I remembered.
Yeah. What are some of the treatment options that people have? Because you're saying that people have lived longer now than they had when your husband was diagnosed, and that's true of a lot of cancers. But obviously this one has much more of a more higher mortality rate in that 5 years. What are the treatments, and how do they impact people? Because I know from my own family experience, chemos and those radiations are
Yes.
quite devastating. So
Yeah, they're tough. They are very tough. Well, usually it's caught at a very late stage. If they catch it early and the placement of it is workable, they can do the Whipple procedure. That's really the only kind of cure they have for it. It's a very involved surgery. So that would be the ideal situation. And then they have chemo regimens. And I know when Ron was diagnosed, they only had one. And I think they have a few and different combinations and radiation, pinpointed radiation and immunotherapy is really kind of I think the hope of the future.
gotcha.
Precision medicine.
So the month of November is upon us, whether we're ready or not. And I know that you have some new big announcements. Can we talk about those? Or are you trying to keep them quiet? You knew I was going to ask. It's like, I'm going to be doing my job. Yeah.
Well, it's very exciting because we are at the 15-year mark, and how this organization has grown is just phenomenal. And so everything the foundation has learned over the past 15 years and making it even stronger and more impactful. And so we have a new mission, we have a new logo, we have a new website, we have a new tagline, and a lot of work and thought went into all of this. And we're just really excited to kick off the next 15 years.
And it's funny, Barbara and Nancy, when you guys said earlier, 4 million was the number that you had raised. Think of that. In 15 years, you raised 4 million when you were sort of not making it up as you went along. But
No, we were. That's honest.
Yeah,
That's honest.
Now you're going to be all buttoned up and ready for the next 15. So imagine what you can do.
Right. Exactly. And finding out our role in pancreatic cancer, both locally in the state and nationally, and really knowing where we can make the biggest impact. And that's what's probably most exciting.
So if you wanted to, real quick, speak to that mission. What's how has that changed over the 15 years?
So I would say that now we are really committed to pancreatic cancer patients and entrusted with the people who are entrusted with their care. We want to provide comfort and support to them. We want to empower their caregivers, and we want to continue our education in the community. So I would say it's those three focus that we have.
Gotcha. All right.
And I think that those are the three reasons why people should get involved. And if they like a good time, then they don't have to wait until the Kentucky Derby. They can get involved. There's always something going on. There's a drink thing going on, right? In the
oh my goodness,
too, right?
Yes.
So November is National Pancreatic Awareness Month. So we have Battle of the Bars through the whole month, and that's at Artis in West Hartford, Artis in Southport, and they will be making a purple drink, and they will donate a portion of those sales back to the foundation, and that's always fun. We have the We Care card, which starts November 7th through the 17th, and we have about 30 stores and restaurants that are participating. You purchase a card for $50 and you receive a certain discount at those participating stores and restaurants. And then we have our candlelight vigil that all are welcome to attend on Thursday, November 21st at 5:30. And that's a really meaningful, special gathering.
And again, if people are interested, believe it or not, we're almost out of time. If people are interested, then they want to reach the website and/or the phone number again, Nancy.
www.ronfoleyfoundation.org, 860-521-0500.
She's really good at that.
Yeah.
That's
Nice on the prop too. We like that. That's good. I was trying to say, like, what? I don't know what it is.
So those events are on your website, right? The events that we just talked about, the purple drinks all month, but the candle lighting, et cetera.
Exactly. And you can purchase the We Care card on our site or in some of the participating stores. Kimberly Boutique leads the charge, and we're very, very grateful.
Excellent.
That's great. And we love being involved with you guys. Everything that you've done in the last 15 years, we couldn't be more proud of the difference that you've made, not only for pancreatic cancer survivors, but for the community as a whole. So kudos
Thank you. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks. So what we need to do now is just thank our sponsor of our podcast. On the Scene is brought to you by NBT Bank. Without them, there would be no podcast. So thank you, NBT and Andreas and company, for your support and for your involvement. So at this time, we will say goodbye to Barbara and Nancy. Wish them well. Please, everyone, get involved with the Ron Foley Foundation. And until next time, we will see you here at On the Scene podcast. Be well and be safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
What I'm looking for in a bank is one that's looking out for me, like NBT. I want a relationship and a team that supports me in my dreams. And when life gets challenging, I need a bank that's focused on what matters. Not to mention one that's been top rated by Forbes in trust, customer service, financial advice, and more. That's why when it comes to meeting my banking needs, it's always NBT. Learn more at nbtbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.